Hello everyone, and in this video we're going to work with the services for logging and registration, so we can basically submit this one. Of course, we need HTTP requests for that, and we're going to use axios. Axios is a promise-based HTTP client for Node.js, and it's very popular. And what's a promise-based? But well, a promise base will be kind of like a async wave function, but in this one works as a like producing and consuming. Basically, like it would just it. This is kind of like weird just playing, but it's basically and the promise will be it will execute the request, and then it will just runs it when it like gets it when it gets like a state. I think that's basically the best way to explain it. I don't know. You let me know. But yeah, so let's just start by installing axios, and we just to install it we just need to run npm install axios. Okay, we have axios ready. So now let's create a new folder. We can create a folder like here outside of the component right here. Let's call it services, right? So now inside services, let's create a new file. Let's call it auth.js. Because so basically like here we're going to have like all the authentication like services and all that. Of course, the first thing that we need to import axios from C. We're going to create like multiple ones. The first one that I want to start with, it will be for the registration, right? So let's start with export as registered user, and then registered user will get a username, email, and a password. Okay. And we get that. We have this function like that. Okay. We're going to get these parameters: username, email, and password. So we need to set the headers. So let's put the headers here. The const configuration. This configuration is for the axios. So headers. And here we pass content. You remember when we were using rested? Here we specify what kind of like here with like content type. We're basically like doing the same thing, but for our request. So content hyphen type will be application slash JSON. Comma here, just like that. So now here, put the request body. Remember the request body. So here we're going to put body will be equal to JSON dot stringify, and then here we're going to pass username, comma, email, comma, and password. And this one's going to like JSON stringify will basically create a JSON with the username, email, and password. So we can make our post. So now that we have that, we have the headers and we have the post. We have to actually make the post. So that we have the body. So now let's call axios. And here we're going to make a post So here we're going to put the URL. So remember, the URL will be API/outfit/sign up. Okay. And then here we need to pass the body and the configuration. Okay. I'm sorry. So when we make the post, then we will have a response. So that then we'll have a response. So what we're going to do with the response? With the response, we're going to basically set the we're going to save the token, all of that. So the first one, we're going to set the token. So when we make future like requests with our website, we just like grab that token. We don't have to basically like call it again. Of course, we don't need it in this one because remember that this one is like allow any, but for the other ones we will have to be authenticated. So let's get the token. So it will be funds auth token response dot data dot token. Because remember, if we go to the authentication like API, remember that when we sign up, we get the token here. We get user status and token. So we're saving that. Okay, like that. Like sorry, it's not auth token, it's token. Okay, just like that. Okay, so when we save that, let's create a new function here. Okay, this function will be called forecast set axios auth. This one will take a token as a parameter. And then we're going to function here. So here we're basically like setting the default. So if first we need to verify if the type of token is it's different than undefined. It's different than undefined and token. So if this is different than undefined, if the token that we're getting here is different than undefined, so now we're going to axios dot defaults. So you can see here that with the defaults dot headers dot common, and then here we will have an authorization authorization. Just want to make sure here. Yes. Yeah, authorization. I don't want to have oops. I don't want to have like a typo here. Oops. Let's copy. Okay. Equals token and then slash, and then we put plus token, and that's what we're gonna save it. Because for the request we need to put token and then like a space, and then the following will be the token. That's basically the structure for the authentication with token. So after we set the token as the default, so if it's not, if it's different from undefined, we basically delete whatever we have in the token. So delete auth header, just in case. We delete it just in case, so we don't have like any issue. So we delete it and we put here, and yeah, just like that. Delete, sorry, delete, just like that. Default header. Okay, that should be it for the token. Now we just call this one. We call it in our registration here. We call set axios auth token, and then we pass auth token. Pass that here, and then we close that. So now we have the axios authentication. So now we need to, what I want is to save the authentication also in the local storage. So let's create another function here. Export const set token. And this one, of course, will take a token. Okay. Okay. So we can use the same, we can pass the token here if you want, but we can just do local storage dot set item. We can just basically like pass it here if you want, but local storage dot set item. Then here we pass token and token, just like that. And that will be to set the token. Now let's just copy this one and paste it here. And in here we pass the token. Perfect. So yeah, we pass the token. Now we need to basically get the user like information, like the user data after we log in. So we're going to create another like function here. Let's call it export and get like, because we're gonna get it. So after we register the user, we want to get the user. So let's just put get current user. I was just like thinking like which one should I do first? Okay, so here get current user, this one, right? Always I always think this is, I'm gonna start like that. So get current user, just gonna leave that empty because we're making a get. So we don't need anything here. So for get current user, we are using axios. Get, and then we're making a get into API slash auth slash let me guess, let me see. So yeah, we're calling the user a like this one, user API that returns the user. Like who am I? Okay, just copy this one. Who am I? Okay, and then when we get a response, right? And then we basically do we create a user here, and this user will have an ID. and we're going to get the response that data.id, comma, we want the username, response.data.username, we want the email, response.data, and then also a picture, why not? It will be response dot data dot profile. Remember that we have a profile field that we're getting the data from, and then picture, and then banner with response dot data dot profile dot. Perfect. So after we get that, we're going to let's create another function here. You probably look at it like, why so many functions? But I just want to separate them so you basically understand what's going on. So let's create a new one just for the const set current user. Okay. In this one, we'll take user. Set current user. And in here, we're going to do just basically local storage, set item, and then here, user. And we're going to get a JSON that we're going to build here. Okay. So stringify user. Okay. Just to set the user here. We're getting the JSON here. So now let's create a JSON that we do it here. Okay. That we pass the data, sorry. Set, we call set current user. And we pass the user. Okay. We pass the user like this one here, and basically it will stringify the JSON that we pass, and we'll set it to like a storage like as a user. So that user item will contain the ID, username, email, picture, and banner. Just for that, so we can get those that data later. So we don't have to make that. So we don't have to make a request every time, to just to get a picture and all of that. This is very like handy, so we don't like have to like send a picture that you can just save in the user like browser. And lots of websites do that. So I hope that you can understand what this does. So okay, so we get the current user, we get the data, and then we save it as a user. Okay. So yeah. So here, to get current user, remember, we need to call it here after we set the token. Okay. Why after we set the token? Because to make this request, we need to be logged in. That's why. If you move it here, it won't work. So yeah. So we get the user, all of that. This is good. So now let's do a catch. Catch an error here, just in case. Just error will be just like that. Here. Okay. Okay, and then I'm just going to just log right. This is not like recommendable, but you can just do whatever you want with the error. And let's just put a window too. And here let's put an alert, because this error could be the user, it's duplicated, or you can like manage this error, like getting a status, and then here you get the status and you basically know what's going on. So let me just put error username email might be duplicated. Okay. Something that we can do, if we get an error, we can delete. Let's just do. So let's put on set or delete. Just put. Let me just put on set current user. I always do like that. So on set current user, and then here we're going to basically delete this. So set axios here, we call this one and we pass null. Is it's yeah, just pass null here, and then let's just local storage dot remove item. Let's remove the token, and also local storage dot remove item user. You don't need to call it here because we are getting an error. I mean, we're not saving anything, but let's just call it here for now. Unset current user. And then here we can just return true to basically return something after we call this. So we have the registered user ready. So this one should work. We're going to find that out. So now on top of this one, let's work with the login. So const just calling login user. Then this one, of course, will take a username and a password. I always do that. I always think this is Python. So here, login user. Remember this is allow any, so any can like make this make this request, suppose, right? So basically just copy this whole thing, like this headers thing, paste it here, the headers, just move it like that a little bit. Okay, headers application, la 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 la. We don't need the email, so just like that. Okay, the body is certain. So for this one, as I said before, HS is like a promise, so we're going to use promise, right? The axios dot post, and then here we API auth login, and then here we pass the body and the configurations. Simple. Okay, so after we execute that, right? Oh, this should be const. After execute that, we are getting a data promise, right? So promise dot then and then here response, and then response data token. We get a token when we log in. Here we get a token. Data, the token. Here we return the data promise. Okay. So this data promise, we're gonna call it in the login component. And yeah, we'll see that. So we have like all the services that we need. Here, service to start user. This one is for the login. We log the user and all of that. This one is like self-explanatory what they do. It's very simple. Just by reading, you understand what they do. So yeah. So this one will delete that one, and here apply the token for every request we will make. Something like that, so you can understand what's going on. Okay, so so we got all the services done. Let's just jump to the login. No, let's just jump to the registration, right? We need the registration first. Okay, so we got that. So now here, remember? So well, first we need to import our new service, right? So here, let's import register. See what I'm gonna call it. Services. Let's copy this one. Import registered user from dot services / off. Remember, here's if they match. Here's where we basically send this one. Okay, so register user here, just put const register user, or no, register, right? Because this is like just put new user, right? Whatever you want to call out. Register user, and remember we need to pass in order. Remember the order will be username, email, and password. So we pass the username, comma, email, comma, and password. Very simple. If you remember, in this one will return true. So this one, if it's successful, it will be true, the register. So we can make a little condition here. If register equals true, if register equals true, that means that the user is authenticated. So we can just copy this one, set it up, and then here we set true, right? Just like that. So after it's true, we can just redirect the user to the home page, right? So this is where like user story comes in. So here let's use let history equals use history, just like that. So now we can just copy down history that push. We're basically sending. Okay, now go to the home. Okay, after this is true. And it will be able to go through home because the user is registered. So here set is not true. And that's it. If it's not registered, if it didn't happen, if there's an error or something, let's just redirect the user to the register to basically like try again. I hope this makes sense. It's very simple what this does. Yeah, so this one should work. I don't know. Let's save that. Let's close that. Now let's open the login. So in the login, same thing. We're going to just copy this one. Paste it here. But of course, we need to call login user. Login user, I think it is. Login user. Okay, just like that. So here basically we pass login user, and then here we pass a username and the password. So very important. This one, remember this one's different from the registered user. We don't have the promises like working and inside of here. So what we can do, we can just basically call all the function that we need, like basically like all this one. So, and this is what we're gonna do. So you can see that, yeah, you can do it here. So then, it will have a response. Just like that. And then here we get cons of token response. Just like that. You can just put the response because that's what we're gonna get from there. And then here we can call set axios. We can just copy and put it here. Set axios. And then here we pass a token. Okay. And also we remember to set the token here. Let's just call this one too. I did it this way so you can see that you can do it through here if you want to. Yeah. So we get the token, we set the tokens. Now we get the current user. Here, get current user. Set token. We just basically put it in the same order. Get current user. Just like that. And here, what else? Yeah, just that. Very simple. So after we get all of that, we can here set off. We can change it to true. Oh wait, I have a question. Why does sorry, this should be true, just like that. Save that, and then here, true. And now we can just, you remember what we did with the registration here to push. Just put it here. History. That push. Push the user to the home page. Perfect. If just in case we got an error, we need to catch it, right? Error. When we finish this one here. So if we get an error, we need to let me just unset the current user just in case we get an error. Just unset the current user. And then here we can just put window alert. And just logging error. Just put an error. Just like that. Okay, so this should work. We got all already. Now let's oh, we're forgetting about something very important, the logout buttons. Okay, so here, logout services. So let's make a logout. So here for the logout, same thing, axios. Oops, dot post. And in here we can API outfit slash logout. You can put the logout all here, but if you're in, let's say the user is logging multiple devices in like a mobile application or something, you will delete the token for all of like his tokens. We're going to create one for that one too. So just put then response. Okay, response, and then we unset the current user. We basically like delete all of that, and let's just put a log here like logouts. Okay, so that'll be for the logout, and you can you can create another one. This one will be, you can log out all. And then here you put log out all tokens deleted, just like that. Okay, save that. Now let's go to the home here, because remember when we log in, when we like successful login, it will take us to this page. And yeah, so basically what we're gonna do, let's go to login so we can copy these ones. Let's paste it here. Okay, so here, let history be use history. Okay, just like that. So here we're going to have I don't know, like a button, right? let me just put logout. Hello. Okay. Here we need to get also, let's copy this one. Let's get the user context. Need the user context. The user context here. And also the user use context. Just like that. Okay. We can just copy this one. Okay. Very simple. Okay, so I'm going to like simulate like a little like of course we're not going to have it here. I just want you to see the logout button working too. So on click, we're going to basically have like this function that and what it's going to do, this is going to call the logout and call it. Oh, I think it did. Okay, yeah. Yeah, okay, it did automatically. Perfect. We're going to call the logout and we are going to set the user as false. False, just like that. And we're going to push the user back to the home page, but it should like take us to the login because we just log in. Okay, let's just save that and then let's just run this. Okay, let's run that. Let's hope that this is working. Okay. User, okay, here. Okay, it's just, we need to move that back a little bit. Okay. It had like double dots because it's going different directory. So I just deleted one. And okay, successful. Now let's go. See if Chrome allows me. Now let's refresh this. Remember, Control F5 to refresh. Let's register. Here let's put coder here, coder@email.com, and a password. Let's put pp123 pp123. Just click register. We have an error somewhere. Did I save one? Yep. Okay, let's check the. Let's go to application and let's go to storage to see if we save this. So yeah, so in the storage, as you can see, this one worked. We have the token and the user information here. Picture and banner is null because we don't have anything there. Just go here, and we're actually in the home page, but it's not rendering. It's not rendering this for some reason. Let me check. Oh, I know what's going on, I think. Um, app. Render, the render method, return component, instance. Return. Um, oh, I think it's here. We have the error in the utils private route. Return that. Return route render. No, we don't. Okay, we don't need this here. Let's just delete that. Private route component. Let's just make sure that we have this correctly. Return route render props to here. To okay. I think this should be that should let me check. Let's just let's refresh. Oops. Component is not defined. Oh, it's in private route. Component. Oh, it's component like that. Yeah, I have a typo here. It's component. Let's try again. And then let's refresh. Okay. So as you can see here, now it's working. We have the hello and then logout. So when we click in the logout, it should take us to the login. So now let's log with the user that we just created, BP123. And as you can see, it's logging. So if we close the page, As you can see, if we close it and again, we are back in. We close the browser and we open it again. And we go to the website. We're there. So fix that. So fix that here. I have a typo here, and I import a component. Did that, but yeah. So let's just save that, and but yeah, this is it for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.